Hello, everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. I would argue that this film is actually made for men.
Yeah. I would say that it's doing a lot of work to address themes of rape revenge that a lot of women naturally gravitate to and really, I don't know if enjoy is the right word.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely also confronting men who may think of themselves as nice guys, right?
See, yes, and I don't know if I want to address the ending now. Should we just go ahead and say it?
Yeah, so again, big flashing spoiler warnings. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to get spoiled, stop now.
All right, so everyone, the end of this movie, yes, Cassie, the character played by Queen Carey Mulligan, is murdered while she's exacting revenge against her friend's rapist, played by Chris Lowell. So immediately, so this movie ended, and both my husband and I, and we watched this with his mother and his brother as well.
Oh,
so
it was a real family gathering.
It was a family movie. Yeah, it was great. All of us were kind of speechless when the movie ended for really much of the last 15 minutes of the film. My husband really was very much against it. He was like, I loved the first 2/3 of this, and then the last third just kind of ruined it.
Oh, and I disagree.
No, I know. And
yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I was
reacting
sitting there. I was trying to make sense of it. What is the message this movie is going for? And we'll go through some other people's reviews too, because some people think, well, this ending goes against the message of the film. And okay. I was sitting there the reason I say that I think this movie is made for men, specifically men who maybe have assaulted someone in the past before.
Right.
Is because, the first 2/3 of this movie, it's a really fun, candy-coated, poppy little movie with some real laugh-out-loud moments, and it is, uncomfortable, but it's a cheer movie, right?
Right, okay.
And then it kind of pulls the rug out from under you by, oops, she's dying. And you can read it a couple different ways, and we'll go into those, but my reading of it was... It was kind of giving the male viewer the experience of what being an assault survivor is like when you're forced to watch your assaulter not go punished, or maybe even go to trial and then get off because there's not enough evidence. Because it's obviously a really upsetting experience. It should be cathartic, I feel, because you're seeing justice be served or punishment get doled out. And more often than not, because of the system that we have, it doesn't happen, and it's crushing. And that's kind of the experience I had watching the end of this movie, where you're cheering for, you're like, oh my god, this is so cathartic, it's great. And then it's just oh fuck, that's so disappointing, it's so upsetting. And even with the little coda of Lowell getting arrested at the end of the film, you're still left, I was, very empty. And it's it wasn't enough. And that to me is kind of the, I don't want to say equivalent, but in the same ballpark as, your assaulter goes to jail, but they serve 3 days and get out. Or they get community service or something. So it's it's a little bit of here you go. That makes up for what you just had to go through, doesn't it? But not really.
Right. And even to the extent where, I know some people quibble with the idea that she's not actually getting revenge on these men. She's not murdering them. She's not exposing them to the world. She's really only doing little things to them to help them understand. And I know that some people feel well, where the fuck is my revenge? I need to see blood. I want to see damage inflicted. And to me, the end of the film is very much you had to get a fucking body burning in a pyre in the middle of the woods to get these fucking white men arrested, because women getting raped and sexually assaulted is not enough in our society. People don't believe them. People don't take it seriously. For women to be taken seriously and listened to, they literally have to be murdered.
There's also, so I get that. And the point of this ending is to spark controversy and make people angry and get them talking and cause frustration. Because I don't think the film is saying that's the case. I think the film is, I don't think the film is saying that's how it should be. I think the film is saying, well, that's how it is in real life. Like, that is what happens here. I'm going to echo what you're saying. Yes, I agree. Sorry.
Yeah, this is unfortunately, like, I think it's a very sobering reflection of real world implications. And in a way, I think the reason that people do find it so confronting, like the people who don't like this ending or who feel like it goes against what the rest of the film is delivering. And we can talk about, the disparity between the candy-colored pop songs and the fun romance at the middle of it and this downer ending. But I think, to me, it's very much saying, like, oh, did you want revenge? Did you want blood? Well, guess what? That's not how it fucking works in real life.
It was late in the afternoon when the professor and I took our way towards the east, whence I knew Jonathan was coming.
Jonathan Harker has asked me to note this, as he says he is hardly equal to the task, and he wants an exact record kept.
Dear Madam Mina, I have read your husband's so wonderful diary. Strange and terrible as it is true. I will pledge my life on it.
God preserve my sanity, for to this I am reduced. Safety and the assurance of safety are things of the past.
I am in hopes that I shall see more of you at Castle Dracula.
Listen to Regarding Dracula wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us online at bloody.fm.